Soineya is one of Japan's Cuddle clubs. We've talked about in the Young Turks before, but it's expanding its range of services. So if you've watched the earlier videos, you know that this is a place that you can go. They have 2 locations now in Japan where you can pay a cover charge, and then you go and you get one of many different premium services that they have, like foot massages. They list change of clothing on there. I imagine that's after you get the other services, I imagine.
Guess so.
And there are things like snuggling and sleeping next to someone, and it's pretty pricey. Let's show you some of those prices. So at the Cuddle Club, you pay a $34 admission fee initially.
That's expensive.
That's more than a strip club,
No.
I assume. And then for $11 a minute, you can lay in a girl's lap. That's one thing you can do. Sounds fun. I've never had to pay that much. And then you can also pay, you notice this middle one, for the butt pillow service. But we're not just going to paint a picture with words. We're going to show you what this actually looks like. Take a look. This looks like horrible amateur porn.
Awkward. Why is he
That
wearing
is
that
scary.
mask? That's what I would have known.
Well, he's a luchador. He's doing a promotional bout in Japan.
She started the video smacking him, so it's a whole thing.
It's taking pictures of him, I think.
Oh, God.
He has already paid $6 for that.
Yeah. It's racking up.
Okay, I think that's good. That's actually not a word, that's just him moaning.
That video is so awkward from beginning to end. So in the very beginning of the video, you guys didn't see, but she's slapping him. So they start off doing that. So and he's
that's
wearing
expensive too.
Yeah, it's probably $1 a slap or something.
Yeah. Oh. Hold on, let's take a little break.
And then he's wearing that mask, so it gives me like the sense of what's it called, S&M? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole thing involved with the butt cuddling as well.
Well, look, I imagine that he's wearing the mask because he's on video, and it would be incredibly embarrassing to be seen lightly snuggling your head on some random girl's butt.
I don't know how much that obscures your identity, but sure.
I couldn't tell he was.
Yeah.
When they're wearing masks, they all look alike to me. You see the slapping there.
There we go.
This is not, we're going to talk about the fact that this is from Japan and why that matters, but that's not specific to Japan. People like getting hit in America too.
She slaps him, then holds his hand.
Aww. So, and she looks cute. She kind of looks underage. I'm just going to put that out there, but maybe you pay extra. First of all, $11 a minute.
Yeah, that's very expensive.
That's insane.
It's so sad. I mean, why, like, what about laying your head on a woman's butt is worth $11 per minute?
Look, I don't think it's worth $11 a minute, but I'm not against the practice. It's just, it's cuddling and snuggling.
Look, I'm not against the practice. There's definitely worse that could be done. There's
that's later in the video.
Porn that's a lot more intrusive and
destructive.
It seems it seems harmless, but it's also kind of sad. If you get to a point where you're willing to pay to just lay on a woman's lap, a stranger's lap, I'm sad for you.
Yeah.
And I don't know, is it coming to that? Because it seems like we always catch on to what Japan's doing like much later.
Oh yeah, they're way ahead of us.
We were talking about earlier, do we just need human contact so badly that we're willing to pay for it?
I don't know. That's mostly why I want to talk about this, that and because the video is awesome. But I do think that the modern world, for some people, as you transition, I guess, your country into a sort of a service-based economy, it can become kind of impersonal and you feel disconnected. Look at people at parties that are like texting each other, checking Google. Like there are people right near them, but they feel alone.
Right.
And so we've talked on the Young Turks before about the herbivore men movement, that these guys are just not interested in sexuality. And yet the one thing that they apparently are still interested in, I understand that these are somewhat disconnected phenomena, but they're interested in the intimacy, that they still want to feel a connection to another human, even if it's the back of their skull and a girl's butt.
Yeah.
Any of you who might think that we're unfairly singling out Japan, rest assured, this happens in America as well. We've got information about Jackie Samuel's Snuggery, Penfield, New York, so if you're near there, feel free to go enjoy their services. For $60 per hour, you can get an innocent snuggle in bed.
That's a deal.